Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're back to work on the 2021 RSV4, and I'm a little bit more excited than usual today because we have a Tappezzeria seat cover fully custom for the RSV4. I absolutely loved the Tappezzeria seat covers on the Fireblade, so I had to get another one for the RSV4. So we picked one up, customized it, and even got some Italian flair in it, along with the beautiful gray and RSV4 stitching that just matches the bike so well. And I also have a discount code for you guys if you want to get a custom seat cover for your bike. I'll let you in on a little secret, it's a game changer. They are fully customizable with logos, stitching, and colors. Let's slap this new seat cover on the old RSV4 seat. This red is pretty dirty and has seen better days, and I'm looking forward to even more comfort on the seat. Legendary. Once again, Tappezzeria, outstanding. And you guys might have saw that my staple gun actually malfunctioned halfway through that. Inside here, let me open it up. I had to install a pin that broke. So inside the staple gun, as you pull this lever up, it brings this rod up. And as this piece goes up, a staple slides in the chamber where the rod is. So when you pull the handle, it slides this metal piece back, moving it from the chamber, and then a staple slides in the slot. Initially, there are plastic tabs in here that when you pull this back, this slips out and the metal piece slams forward, shooting a staple out. But the plastic tabs that allow this thing to slip out once you pull it back far enough, those plastic tabs broke. So what we did was ran a screw all the way through where those tabs would be. So now when you pull that back, this handle will start to slip out the back and then the metal piece will shoot forward. But now that that screw is in there, watch this. Check out this seat, man. Love the colors, love the design, love the fitment. Just needs to be in the sun for a little bit. So in the sun, it can heat up and form to the seat. And man, that looks good. Now back to our brake light issue. If I turn the key on, Watch this. The brake light is currently active without either of the levers pressed. But when I press the brake lever over here, watch the rear tail light. It shuts it off when it should be turning it on. And if I use the front brake, nothing happens. So first, let's debunk the myth that the rear taillight is wired incorrectly. Blue to blue, yellow and green to green, and yellow to yellow and gray. I guess we'll swap these two, see what happens. Yellow and green are out, let's switch them. Green to number 3, and yellow to number 2. See if that changes anything. So now we have green and yellow going to yellow, and gray and yellow going to green. Only the daytime running light is on. I'm pressing the brake, nothing's happening. Back to how it was. And I did see you guys' comments on that connector down there that has no home, and I did see that it might be for a GPS connector. I guess that got ripped off in the accident. So let's run through the wiring for the rear brake, see if that's my issue, and continue with some more carbon parts. So you guys remember that wire I couldn't figure out where it went? Man, was this confusing. There are 2 orange leads coming out of this black tube and 2 coming into it, but really you're supposed to have 3 going in and 2 coming out, and that's where this missing wire goes. And I confirmed this by looking at the damaged harness that we picked up for cheap on eBay, and it has 3 orange wires going in one side and 2 coming out the other side. And this wire comes from the data link connector into this right here. As you can see, it broke off in there and I had to cut it open to even find that. Now that's crazy, but the real reason I'm back here is because of that brake light. It's staying on when it should be off, and when I tap the brakes, it goes off, which is not how it's supposed to work. Now, interestingly enough, in this video, you can see that I hold the rear brake down, and then I tap the front brake, and the light works properly as long as the rear brake is held down in place. So it's almost like it's reversed polarity. Oh yeah, and we also have a broken ABS connector we gotta replace real quick, and I'm still looking through all this wiring, trying to figure out that rear brake light. So let's keep at it, and hopefully the next time I see you, I got good news. Well, we tried. With my power probe getting ground, and power. And when I touch the rear brake like that, it would send voltage to this yellow and green wire in the middle. So I think these connections are all good. I think we might have a faulty taillight. I did put an order on a new taillight. Hopefully it's here very soon and test it out, see if that's right. If not, I'll just return it. But if any of you RC4 owners are savvy enough to take off your passenger's pillion, to take off the passenger pillion, if that's how you say it, I don't know how to say it, and simply back probe these 3 wires with the key on. If you could tell me what voltage you're getting on all these 3 wires. We did get to fix the wire that went to nowhere, and our ABS connector now has the secure clip on the outside that was broken off previously. So it slides in there, and then this piece comes down, locks it in place. So let's clean all this up, throw some carbon on the RSV4. Now, some of you may be wondering, CJ, why do you use carbon all the time? Carbon this, carbon that, R1M's all carbon, RSV4's all carbon. Guys, carbon's kind of my only option sometimes. For example, this RSV4, no one even makes a fairing kit for this thing yet. And if you have damaged plastics in the rear, like I had a little scuff on my original chain guard and there was some damage on the mud flap, those pieces from Aprilia are on back order for months. So good luck getting one of those. So an expensive but awesome solution is RPM Carbon, which I work with, get all my carbon from them, fits up perfectly, makes the bike look beautiful, and helps me to complete a project faster. Not to mention weight reduction. I wish I knew how to do 3D molding and I could make my own carbon parts. That would be sick. But like I said, the RPM Carbon side guard, the mud flap, the chain guard, the swing arm covers on both sides matches perfectly with that SE Project exhaust. This is why I went with dry carbon. And sometimes carbon companies don't even make all parts of the bike. Like for example, RPM Carbon does not make this front piece. I got this beautiful front fairing carbon piece from Maxi Carbon because RPM Carbon simply didn't make it. It comes down to supply and demand, or else these bike builds would take years. Now that we have the rear tidied up and we repaired all the wiring stuff with this solder stick, this stuff is fantastic. There's even a discount code in the description for you guys. The rear is looking fantastic, so we're gonna move up to the front and get rid of those white race air intakes because I cracked them and I don't think they look very good. That white just completely throws it off with the gray and carbon. Plus the OEM ones have a bunch of tabs for the fairings and this has no tabs. Over here, I'm pretty sure you can guess what's in this box. Let's crack them open, show you what we got. Those black air intakes make a world of difference on this bike. That white totally was throwing me off. Plus, now we have these tabs for the fairings for them to be secure. And we did have to do a little bit of glue right on this tab. Should be done within a few hours. But that's gonna be all for tonight, guys. Don't forget about the sweet tappezzeria seats. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We really don't have much left to do on this RSV4. Also, if any of you guys know a scanner for this thing, let me know in the comments down below. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.